Good morning. It's Monday, August 14th, and that means two things. I really hope some of us enjoyed this summer vacation. And it's time for the lighting industry news brief, brought to you by Keystone Tech and their XFit traditional slim wall pack. You know what it is? It is slim. It's just a little narrower. It doesn't protrude from the wall so much. But what it also is the same length and width, so it goes into the same spot without any repainting, any restuccoing, nothing like that. And while it's still slim, it's very robust. 17,000 lumens out there if you need it, and you can still get at the driver from the side for maintenance. Ain't that great? That's KeystoneTech.com. That's light made easy. The U.S. Department of Energy is offering $8.5 billion in home efficiency and electrification rebates. These funds will be distributed through state agencies. The U.S. has limited domestic investment in tiny Chinese tech companies, specifically in AI, quantum computing, microelectronics, and semiconductors. This was done under the auspices of a presidential executive order. The IES has announced their progress report for the year, recognizing 60 innovations in the report. Border States has bought Sequel. Border States is an employee-owned electrical supplier, and Sequel had 18 locations, started out in Louisiana under the name Dixie Electric. Name change, don't know why. DLC's Industry Advisory Committee still has not released any info about their summer meeting. Their last meeting was March 22nd. Moscow Sports is looking to expand, adding 22,000 square feet to fabricate poles in Iowa. Shuji Nakamura has founded a new company. He's taking his laser expertise to generate fusion power. Igor, a POE firm, will end operations. Yellow Corp, the trucking company, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The NLB Transformation Awards has extended their deadline until the 1st of September. And a new DOE guideline would raise general service lamps specifications to run at 120 lumens per watt by 2025, which would effectively exclude a number of CFLs from the market. We have a Q2 report from Energy Focus with sales down 28%. Orion's Q1 of 24 shows that their revenues and margins are down slightly compared to last year. Signify's Q2 shows a profitability at 8%. In a town hall meeting in Minnesota, Representative Tom Emmer, House Majority Whip, critiqued infrastructure spending, calling street lighting and sidewalks a luxury. Daylight Awards are open for nominations. These are run by the Velix Foundation, and they are seeking daylight-related research and daylight-related architecture. Those noms will close on September 15th. A lighting maintenance worker in St. Albans, West Virginia, died when he bumped into a live wire while working on a mall. So just be careful out there. Always remember that. Indie Semiconductor has partnered with SILC, possibly called Silk. This new deal will be to generate LiDAR modules. Schonbeck has a new website, ETI has a new outdoor line, and Pompeo Group is celebrating their 20th anniversary by offering interview workshops to the unhoused. In rep agency news, Oliver will rep Elemental in the Pacific Northwest and Northern California. Shadowcaster Lighting has picked Coast Marine Marketing to rep for them. They make lighting for boats and marinas. And QLS and Farini Konarski will be merging in upstate New York. In legal news, we have an update to Melasgar versus Focal Point. They've expanded the claims in their lawsuit to include fraudulent inducement, violations of the Uniform Trade Secrets Act of Minnesota, the Federal Defend Trade Secrets Acts, conversion, breach of contract, aiding and abetting breaches of fiduciary duties, conspiracy, tortious interference with contract, and prospective economic advantage and unjust enrichment. They are also adding Focal Point's parent company as a defendant. The Michigan Supreme Court has overturned a liability precedent. The so-called open and obvious danger defense for premises may no longer apply to lawsuits, which might change how lighting at job sites work. So keep that in mind. In events, ICEL will be hosting a emergency lighting conference. That's a conference on emergency lighting. The conference itself is not urgent. It's in London on September 14th. We have a webinar on the 15th of August on safe access and compliant working on commercial roofs. And AAR Tech is hosting a customer appreciation fair on the 29th in Toronto. In IoT news, the DOE has named their integrated lighting campaign winners, with 14 orgs being exemplary per their criteria. We have a new course from the LCA on controls and energy codes. This is on the Education Express platform. Renesas has bought Sequence. Sequence makes 5G stuff, and Renesas makes semiconductors. Lutron has partnered with AirZone, adding lighting services to their connected HVAC networks. Microsoft will be retiring Cortana. Cortana was their virtual assistant. I don't know if you remember her. They're retiring her with Windows 11, not because she's based on a character that became a galactic despot in the video games. Maybe the PR should have thought about that sooner. Savvy Home is offering franchising. They're an integrator. They're putting their business model and branding up for sale if you're looking to add or expand into IoT. In market predictions, we have a 3% expansion in neon gases. LED neon-like lighting will, however, grow by 6%. We've got $6 billion predicted in LED A-lamps in the next few years, $54 billion for decorative, 36% growth in LED overall, 10% gains in energy retrofits, 9% growth in commercial fluorescent, 11% expansion in cob LEDs, and LED drivers will surpass $28 billion in the near future. In R&D, an engineer at UMass Amherst accidentally generated power from humid air. This is a nanopore device that has been used to power a single LED so far. And Dutch neuroscientists have linked lighting changes with random eye movements in people with albinism, and they recommend reading glasses. In darkness-related topics, light exposure has been linked with mood, memory, and sleep quality yet again. Nightjars, a predatory bird, are more active under sky glow. Alan is changing the dietary habits of vampire bats. The DLC is opening a Luna application form. The Adler Planetarium has started measuring Alan with balloons. High-altitude balloons taking pictures of the ground with less atmospheric interference. Moonlight is affecting the melatonin levels of Amazonian river fish. Nebraska's first dark sky park is the Merritt Reservoir State Rec Area. They celebrated their 30th astrotourism party just around the same time. And under Canvas Lake Powell is a campground that's very fancy, and it just got dark sky status from the Dark Sky International. Westport, Connecticut has adopted new lighting regs for commercial buildings, limiting backlight, uplight, and glare. Nevada City, Nevada, has updated their lighting ordinances as well. After 4 council meetings, some very pointed words from the lawyers, the LDS and Cody, Wyoming have reached a compromise on the location, size, and lighting of a proposed temple. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol has changed their New York Marine Patrol Station for fish needs. A flashing X logo in San Francisco, California, has been fined $5,400 for being put up without a permit and bothering the neighbors. Volusia County, Florida is on track for a record year in turtle nesting. A Salford, Pennsylvania roundabout, the lighting in it is 5 times brighter than planned. Wisconsin, Madison will not be lighting their lake shore paths, citing the needs of local wildlife. Amherst, Pennsylvania has paused their street lighting program after brightness complaints. Horticulturally, California will be updating Title 24 to target grow lamps. This will not be lumens per watt, however. They will be subject to a question of micromoles per joule, which is a common measurement in horticultural lighting. North America dominates the cannabis seed business, currently valued at $1.3 billion. Indoor farms are starting to pop up in empty offices. We've got a company in Virginia selling pods, the fridge-like pods that you just slot in, and they grow herbs and leafy greens, and that's cool. In sports news, Lambeau Field has debuted a giant G-lamp. It's a new LED facade for the Packers Stadium. In recommended reading, all this on nailed.org, the rainbow is missing pieces and what that means about gas detection. We have a summary of the closing speech at the IES annual conference, benefits of solar lighting, are distributors ready for the future, thread is a problem for Matter, point systems in public projects improve neighborhoods, Did anyone actually notice the end of incandescent lamps? Some stock tips to follow the end of incandescent lamps. We have converting offices to housing. We have a tour of Point Reyes' Dark Sky Park, how to spot greenwashing, a case study of the Ardgeffryn Distillery in Scotland, and Mariana Figueroa interviewed on evaluating circadian effective lighting. And people news, downtown Pittsburgh needs more lighting. Wisconsin is offering $300 million in infrastructure project funds. California utilities will be spending $4.6 billion on efficiency between now and 2031. Philadelphia has begun a new streetlight project. Lake Wales, Florida is adding lighting to school bus stops. Science World Victoria, BC is adding exterior lighting after a year of being dark. Washington's Energy Incentive Program is very popular, more popular than expected. Ramapo, New York is switching their streets to LED, which represents the 500,000th LED streetlight installed in New York State. Cookeville, Tennessee is going LED on the streets. Clark County, Ohio has $15 million in infrastructure projects planned. And New Brunswick in Canada has passed a prompt payment law for contractors and their contractees. Keep that in mind. In international news, UK small businesses will not meet their net zero goals. Egypt begins cutting lighting over energy costs. Buenos Aires will begin uplighting their monuments ahead of an anniversary. Paris has won a Green Leadership Award, and an entire city in Sweden is just going to move so they can dig up rare earths where the city will have been. In People News, Shatter Shield has promoted John McKeithen to the Director of Operations. Robert Paulson has left Lighting for AI, joining the ORS as an advisor. We have a new CEO at Magnitude. Tom Ladd has retired at Pharos, and Bob Ling-Ting has joined the Lighting Agora. And things you can do: make a 800-pound disco ball spin, reduce your blue light exposure from your devices, and a little green light that helps you talk to your fireflies if you've still got them. Anyway, I've been Scott Wachter. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the music. See ya.
Breathe in, breathe out. Take in your surroundings. Break free, get up as their smiles start to crack. Breathe out, breathe in. Cut your losses. Find a way out. Run, don't look back. You never meant to brave the storm alone. So please forgive us for helping you out sooner. Now the damage is done. Now the damage is done. Oh, now the damage is. Oh, now the damage is. Oh, now the damage is done. Ivory tower, up on that hill, gaping windows, make sure to keep still. Forced wide open and torn apart, remnants of your soul escaping from your heart. We never meant to leave you behind. So please forgive us for the hanging around till you are all out of time. We're all out of time. Now you're all out of. Oh yeah, you're all out of. Oh yeah, you're all out of time. To you, words that I cannot say. Wonder if my soul would tell you some fateful day. Long after I am dead, buried and grown to dust. Heavens, will this message reach your heart if it must? My heart whispers to you.